everyone, welcome to this video lecture. Today I will go over some of the basics of residential cabinetry so that when you create construction document sets, you know some of the why behind what you are doing. So fun fact about me, my family had a 50-plus-year-old cabinet manufacturing company in Colorado. I started working there at the age of 13, and over the next 15 years I learned pretty much everything there is to know about kitchen design and cabinet manufacturing. I've worked every type of saw, sander, router, drill that you can think of. I've had my fair share of finishing cabinets. I've delivered cabinets. I've worked with all types of woods. I've built cabinets. Gosh, the list just goes on and on. So I'm really happy to share some of my experience and knowledge with you in this video. I am going to explain a bit about cabinet types, their acronyms, their nomenclature, sizes, wood types, door types and styles, explain what fillers are, a little bit about the kitchen work triangle, and how to draw cabinet elevations. The first thing I want to show you is the different cabinet types. This illustration really helps me show you the cabinets while I talk about them. So there are typically 4 types of cabinets: wall cabinets, base cabinets, pantry style cabinets, and specialty cabinets. Wall cabinets are just like they sound. They are installed onto the wall about 18 to 24 inches above the counter height. The doors of wall cabinets typically extend the entire height of the wall cabinet. Standard depths on them are about 12 inches, but sometimes cabinets can be made at custom depths, and you can see that in the cabinet above the fridge. It was made a little extra deep so that you could have easy access. Base cabinets are the cabinets that sit on the floor, and a typical base cabinet has both doors and drawers. Inside the door is usually a built-in shelf. Now, sink bases, the ones that hold the sinks onto the countertops, they typically don't have a shelf or a back on the cabinet due to the need for plumbing access to and from the wall. They also have false drawer fronts to keep with the looks of the surrounding cabinetry. Drawer bases have all drawers, no doors or shelves. Corner cabinets have a couple options. So there's some cabinets that have lazy Susans, which are popular because they have spinning shelves for storage. They're a bit more expensive, so budget-conscious clients may opt for what's called a blind cabinet base, which has a small area for cabinet access, but most of the cabinet is hidden in the corner. Pantry cabinets are very tall cabinets that you can use as a pantry with lots of shelving or as a broom closet of sorts for tall kitchen-related items. Some pantry-styled cabinets are designed for ovens or microwaves with a combination of storage. Specialty cabinets are cabinets with special purposes, like the appliance garage you see in the picture. It can store appliances. I've also seen people store bread or oils or anything else that you may not necessarily want to see on the counter, but need access to. Other specialty cabinets can include wine racks, roll-out spice racks, roll-out trash cans, and many more. Now, you've been hearing me say things like standard base, sink base, appliance garage, and drawer base. These are common names for cabinets, and it can take a lot of time to say and write these names, so kitchen designers came up with some standard acronyms to use when ordering cabinets and designing them. So here's a great list to show you what those acronyms are. And we use acronyms together with cabinet sizes to call out specific cabinets. I call it the cabinet formula. So for wall cabinets, we typically place a W first in the formula, followed by the width in inches, and then the height of the wall cabinet. So when you see a W3615 as a formula, it means that the cabinet is a wall cabinet that is 36 inches wide and 15 inches tall. This is a typical size for a cabinet that goes above a refrigerator. For base cabinets, there can be a variety of acronyms starting the formula, and base cabinets for the most part have the same height and depth, so it only needs one number, whereas wall cabinets can have lots of heights in the same kitchen, so it gets 2 numbers. Now, if a wall cabinet has a non-standard depth, a 3rd number can be added to the formula to describe the depth. No matter what cabinet company you work with, all of them stick to the standard sizes. The illustration here shows you all of those sizes. So typically, The smallest size cabinet that you can have is 9 inches wide. In recent years, they've been able to make a 6-inch spice rack that can be fit into the kitchen, but 9-inch base cabinets are usually the smallest, and they don't get a drawer because the drawer would be too small to hold any items. So they're usually like on the base, they're usually the full height of the cabinet. They're really great for storing cookie sheets and cutting boards. The standard single door drawer base cabinets all start at 12 inches and can be made in 3-inch increments. So you can have a 12-inch wide, 15-inch wide, 18, 21, and 24-inch wide cabinets. Wall cabinets that are this size also have a single door as well. Most drawer bases, so cabinets that have all drawers, are found in these sizes as well. When we get to 27 inches wide, the wall cabinet or the base cabinet is so large that it needs 2 doors. Again, 2-drawer cabinets are made in 3-inch increments, starting at 27 inches up to 48 inches. The standard sink base is 36 inches wide and is usually the cabinet that you place first when designing a kitchen. Then all the other cabinets are fit around the sink base to complete the design. Usually drawer bases are not 27 inches wide or larger, but it can happen. At 51 inches, the wall cabinet or base cabinet is now so large it needs 3 doors. These cabinets are very large, very expensive, and very awkward to move, so we don't use these cabinets a lot when designing. There are times when they make the best choice though. As I mentioned, base cabinets are all the same height, and that height is 34.5 inches high. Vanity cabinets, and those are the cabinets that are placed in the bathrooms, those are usually 28.5 inches high. So counters are usually 1.5 inches thick, therefore leaving counter heights for kitchens at 36 inches high, and for bathrooms, the counter height is 30 inches high. Wall cabinets definitely vary in height to accommodate for the different areas of the kitchens, like stoves and sinks and refrigerators. Standard heights of wall cabinets are 30 inches high. Now, some cabinets are made with small heights to be placed above refrigerators or to keep people from hitting their heads at stoves and sinks. And let's not forget to mention the effects that steam and heat could have on cabinets if they're placed too close to certain appliances. Now, in recent years, taller wall cabinets have been used to hold more storage. So which size do you use? Well, it's totally up to you as a designer. It's always good to have consulting conversations with your client to see what heights might work best for them. And don't forget budgets. Taller cabinets means more materials, which means more money. In addition to cabinet sizes and types, the doors can also have different types and different styles. The 3 main types of doors are full overlay, partial overlay, and inset. So full overlay are doors that sit on the face of a cabinet and cover most of the cabinet's face. They usually need hardware to open the cabinet doors or drawers, as fingers usually can't get in between like the doors and drawers. Partial overlays also sit on the cabinet face, but they don't cover up as much of the cabinet face. The doors and drawers are spaced from each other, so that would allow for built-in finger pulls to be added if desired. Inset doors are flush with the cabinet face and are installed inside the door openings, and it's the same with the drawers. Door styles, on the other hand, seem to be infinite in numbers. There's so many different looks that you can have. Doors can have a flush face, a dropped panel, a raised panel. It can even have arches. Modern day kitchens have added glass, metals, screens, acrylic, and more decorative materials to the doors as well. Wood is still the most popular choice for residential cabinets. Though the entire cabinet is not made out of hardwood, usually they're made out of particle board or plywood, but the faces and doors are typically hardwood. Cabinets can be made from all different types of woods, but when specifying woods, there's a few things to consider. How light or dark is the wood grain? How variant is the wood grain? What is the natural color of the wood and how does it take stain? How hard is the wood? And this is one thing that many people don't realize is actually a very important aspect. The softest wood you can use for cabinetry is pine, and it is so soft that you can actually indent your fingernail right into the wood. These are usually show cabinets, and they're not really meant for daily use. The hardest wood is hickory, and its wood grain can be very dramatic. Common woods used for cabinetry are oak, maple, and cherry. When designing a kitchen with 3-inch increment cabinets, you're bound to come across a room that does not have 3-inch increment measurements. So oftentimes there are gaps left over that still need to be covered. And that's what cabinet fillers are for. So in general, if there is a gap less than 3 inches wide after placing all of your cabinets, most cabinet makers add what's called a filler, which is a simple piece of wood designed to cover up those gaps. Many designers add wall or base fillers between an end cabinet and the wall. In most recent years, the more creative designers have actually added fillers in for decorative purposes. If there is a gap of 3 inches or greater, a designer would simply just add a larger cabinet to fill that gap. Fillers are generally made to cover up holes or gaps, so they are great to add in corners so that when you open drawers, for instance, they don't bang into each other. Some designers use larger fillers, typically 6 inches wide, to hide spice racks, as shown in this picture. So I've given you lots of information about cabinet types, sizes, and styles. The next thing you need to know about residential kitchens is that they should be designed for optimal performance. There are 3 areas of a kitchen: the prep area, the cooking area, and the washing area. The prep area is associated with storage, and it includes the refrigerator. The cooking area is associated with the stove and oven, and the washing area obviously is associated with the sink and the dishwasher. So a person using the kitchen needs to have easy access of flow to these 3 areas. The most successful kitchens should have a clear triangle drawn in these areas. There shouldn't be any obstacles, and the triangles shouldn't be disrupted. If there are obstacles, it can cause unnecessary stress and overwork the user. The minimum distance on any of the arms of the triangle should be 4 foot, and the longest distance should be 9 foot. Anything longer or shorter causes distress. Kitchen design is all about balance, so no matter what shape your kitchen is, no matter how large or small, pay attention to the triangle you create in the kitchen between the fridge, the stove, and the sink. The last thing I want to talk to you about is the elevation of cabinets. Anytime that you do a construction document set in AutoCAD or other drafting software, you should elevate all cabinets in millwork, all of them. Bathrooms, kitchens, or any other built-in cabinetry or woodwork should be elevated. An elevation shows the front of objects, never the tops or bottoms. Sometimes you see the sides of things depending on your view. The goal of the elevation is to show the installer where cabinets should be located, their sizes, and their heights. This drawing is a typical elevation. Your first goal is to draw the ceiling, the floor, and the wall edges. Then draw in the cabinets according to the correct widths and heights and placement. Show how they relate to other architectural elements like windows or columns or soffits as you need to. The diagonal dash lines that you see inside the cabinets actually show the installer how the doors should open. The dash lines always come together or point to the side of the cabinet where the hinges are located. And then they kind of open up to the center or the side of the cabinet to show which side the door opens from. The horizontal dash lines that you see indicate built-in shelves inside the cabinets. Sink bases should never show any shelves due to the plumbing needs. Once you have the cabinets and counters drawn and placed, it's very helpful to show dimensions. So dimensions should show the widths and heights of all the cabinets. It should also show the installation heights and overall dimensions of the string of cabinets. If wall cabinets align with base cabinets perfectly, you only need to dimension the bottom of the elevation. If the wall cabinets have different sizes from the base cabinets, you should definitely place dimensions for the wall cabinets above as well. Same with the heights. If the height of the cabinets are the same on the left as they are on the right, you should only need to dimension the cabinet heights on one side. If they are different heights on the left side from the right, you should dimension both sides of the elevation. Callouts are added to ensure full communication with the installer. What is everything on this drawing? It points out materials, cabinet types, counters, toe kicks, wall base, and more. Note how organized these drawings look. The callouts are aligned in a straight line. The dimensions are also aligned in straight lines. The callout lines should never cross dimension measurements. They should be placed around the dimension numbers. Now, in conclusion, kitchen design is an amazing subset to the interior design as a whole. I have known a lot of designers who make a lot of money in a short amount of time. And kitchen design, it has its own language, it has its own guidelines, and it has its own psychology for success. It's important to know how kitchens work so that you can draw them accurately in your construction document sets. If you want to learn more about kitchen design or what it takes to become a kitchen designer, please check out the National Kitchen and Bath Association website at nkba.org. Thanks for your time, everybody, and happy kitchen designing.